Hello guys, this is our industrial solar level solar controller. Right now this board it has 500 watts with DC48 output. It can run like 10 amps, but actually if you run at the peak level, we can go with 600 watts, no problem. You can see that our design of the solar controller is a little bit different compared with the one you can find in the industrial. Normally, when you are asking the solar controller with 500 watts or this level, normally what you can find is DC 12 volts output solar controller, which is not very useful in the telecom and ICT industrial, because you can see that what we are facing the challenge. For example, the most of the customer come to us is like video surveillance camera they want to deploy there, or they want some Wi-Fi AP hotspot deployed in outdoor. The power providing normally is based on the POE plus, right? So if you are using POE, you are the POE switch are asking DC48, because the POE plus standards is based on DC48. So if we have a solar controller which is providing some power like DC12, actually it makes no sense. On the other hand, you have to maybe change the DC12 to DC48, which you need to add more devices. So what we use is directly feed out the DC48 from the solar controller, but still make it a solar controller not that big. Well, in the market, if you want something with DC48 output, you need some solar controller like a 2,000 watts or 3,000 watts version, which is too big. Remember that our scenario that for the solar controller is to provide the power as the edge node port, edge network point, right? So if this edge network in outdoor node, you will not really have a heavy load, right? You have 1, 2 cameras, 3 devices in outdoor. That's it, So how big the solar capacity you need? Not very big. On the other hand, it's very important that we should make the system as small as possible. Then it should not really depend on the fan system. Our philosophy always, we don't like a fan system. Why the fan system has to change it to like 1 or years later? Because it's a mechanical part, right? If it is based on the natural heat dissipation, your system is totally maintenance free. But you see, why in the market we don't have this kind of system? Because solar controllers provider, they only consider their solar part, and in outdoor, other provider, cabinet provider and enclosure provider consider their own part. So no one is considered integrated. Let me ask the question: solar controller, always the provider of the solar controller will provide you a very big box, and in the bottom head with a very heavy aluminum materials for the heat dissipation, right? But when you have one enclosure, for example, you have a cabinet, already have a fan system and give the cooling, or you know that our edge span system, right? Our edge span system is a fully aluminum based casting enclosure. Well, with that enclosure, the heat dissipation can count on the aluminum casting enclosure itself with the heat dissipation, right? So why do we need that very big heat dissipator aluminum in the bottom? We don't need it, So that's why if someone is considering to design the whole system like an integrated system, we can save a lot of parts space that is not necessary. So that's the philosophy we design our system. You can see our solar controller. It's very simple, very small, but it's natural heat dissipation, and it's just match our request in the edge network, the rated power. But you see that's our capabilities. As we mentioned, that we have the capability to develop different kind of parts. So if you have your scenario, exactly what you need, and we even can develop the boards for you.